It's often worth remembering that you can't force someone to change their feelings. You can't force someone to change their views. You can't force someone's hand. They have to do it themselves. All you can do really is show them the door, make your case, and then let them find their own way. People have to find their own way to really commit to something. It's like if you're in a relationship and someone stops loving you in that relationship, you can't force them to love you. People do, but that's a mistake, because you end up in some sort of a false love situation. That you can't force these things. And this is the same with any discussion we have or any viewpoint you try and shift. If you try and convince someone that veganism is the way, and their entire life they've known that eating animals they think is acceptable, but they've been conditioned with that, then that's going to be quite a hard thing for them to swallow. So you have to show them the door and show them why your viewpoint is morally right, and then let people make their own decisions. And this applies to your own thinking as well. If you try and force yourself to a particular way of thinking, you've probably done it. If you try and force yourself to feel something like, I want to like that, but I don't, or I want to do that, but I don't feel like I can. But you try and force yourself, and there's something wrong there. And all you do is you end up causing confusion in your own mind rather than doing what you want. What you need to do is open your mind and open that door in your mind and leave it open. And then let your thoughts and feelings just flow and find their own way to that open door. We're constantly closing down the shutters, the barriers. We're constantly shutting down our own minds and thinking, oh, no, we can't think that. I can't do that. And if we do that, we're just shutting that door and we're stopping ourselves from finding ourselves, really. And so this applies to talking to other people and convincing them of your viewpoint, and it also applies to yourself. We need to keep the doors open in our minds and for everyone else. Otherwise, we end up just causing hate and confusion. And this is why a lot of the world, I think, is caught up in hate and chaos and these terrible practices we go through of killing animals and everything else, causing warfare to ourselves, and feeding animals rather than giving the grains to starving children, and everything else bad which is happening in the world. Greed through capitalism, everything else is caused by people shutting themselves down and not allowing this open-mindedness and this clear flowing pathway. I think the Taoism studies Wu Wei, and Wu Wei means non-force, and the principle is basically you can't do anything properly through forcing it. You won't achieve anything. You won't doing it with passion. You won't be doing it because you want to. And after all, that's why we're here. We're not here to do things we don't want to do, what other people expect us to do, what we're conditioned to do. We're here to do what we want to do and find our route. And a lot of that involves shaking off all the conditioning we've been taught by society and other people, and through our systems and through our education system. And even with our parents telling us, no, you can't do that all the time. You get into a pattern of thinking, oh, I can't do that. And you're double thinking all the time. And rather than going and flowing with your feelings, you're thinking, oh, I can't do that. I shouldn't do that. I should do this. Right? Shouldn't be a word. Do what you feel. Connect with yourself and make the morally right decision. And once you do that, you'll see the whole world change around you. Because we are the creators of everything around us. Life happens through us. It doesn't happen to us. And once you realise that you are the creator of everything that happens around you, and everything you do is important. It's when people say, why should I stop eating meat? I'm one person, I'm not going to make a difference. You will make a difference to your entire own world because you create it. Your world happens through your mind, through your eyes, through everything. You're going to make a massive difference. As well as saving one animal's life per day, which of course is worth it, you'll make a massive difference to your world, and everyone around you will also be affected. As soon as you start to spread positivity spreads. Stop spreading hate, because hate spreads just as quickly, probably even quicker. As soon as you start spreading positivity and love rather than hate and greed and selfishness, and most of it from conditioning, then we can really start to make a change in this world. And that's exactly what we need to do. So what are you waiting for? You can start straight away. Get to it.